Hey loves, hey loves. I just saw this video, so I feel like it's time for me to tell my story. This is a spiritual story. It's real life, true. Happened to me in real life, right? It may sound crazy at first, but if you don't know, you don't know. If you do, you do. So, remember I told y'all a long time ago, or a while ago, especially those that have been rocking with me for a while, that a lot of strange things just started happening, like rainbows glowing in my room with no rain, cardinal birds sitting in the back of my yard like all day, every day for hours. It was groups of them, families of them. Like I've seen 5 at a time, red birds, even the mother, in my backyard. And then I've even seen as many as 9. And I like got them on camera. So then I started to realize, wait a minute, it's something deeper going on. Like these are like spiritual messages. I have to pay attention. So when I started to really, really, really pay attention, really release all of my fear, start to release all of my anxiety, really going deep within and letting go of what people have taught me to believe in, and just really sitting still with what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, what I'm tripping off of that's going on. Like I see it. Long story short, I started having these people flock to me that needed some spiritual guidance. At this time, I wasn't really solid in knowing that I was spiritually gifted. I just started seeing all these signs, and I started interpreting all these angel numbers and getting all these repeat numbers like flashing before me, to the point it felt like 1111 was following me. Like it really scared me for a while. But then I started to understand it. So long story short, this one young lady came to me and was telling me that she's scared to death because she's been seeing things, like abnormal things. Like she don't care what nobody say, like, she sees spirits. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting because since I feel spirits, like I feel energy, like I swear to God, I feel my ancestors or people in my family or loved ones that have passed over. Like I swear I feel like I straight have a conversation with them, like no fluff, like I feel it. Like for example, when one of my kids' dad had passed away, the day he passed away, I had no idea that he had passed. But that morning I woke up and I just felt a really, really strong sense of anxiety, really bad. And the only thing I knew was that he was going to come and give me a message. I felt his energy really bad all over me in my house. I was like, get out from me. What is this about? And I felt his energy so bad. And I was like, what's up? But the only thing I knew was that he was going to be coming to give me a message. And I knew he was either going to knock on my door, call my phone, or I was going to bump into him at the store. But I just knew whatever his message he gave me, something just told me just be okay with it. Just be okay with it. So I was like, okay, you tripping. Like, just calm down. Like, you tripping. So I'm like, okay, let me just make my coffee because it's too early to be tripping. So before I even got done with my coffee, I'm not even sure if I got a chance to pour my first cup. My phone rang. It was my mother. My mother didn't know this man very well, okay? And she informed me that he had passed away. He was shot in the head. And immediately my breath left my body. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I felt that man. I felt that man in my house. Like, I swear to God, he was in my house. Like, he was trying to tell me a message, but I had no idea he was trying to come and tell me that. Like, oh my God. Okay, that was one instance, right? Fast forward. Less than a year, about 8 months later, the love of my life passed away. Donnie. I love him to death. Everybody know, if you knew me for life, there was one man. He said he was my gravity, and he didn't care how mad, upset I get, how much I tried to push him away, because that was my toxic trait. He was going to be there. He'd be like, when you get through playing, you're going to see I'm gravity. I don't go nowhere. I don't leave. So I'm like, okay. Anyway, he passed away after 8 years of being together. Baby, I was devastated. Beyond. Okay? The reason why I was so super hard is because my 3-year-old at the time he was 1-year-old at the time. They had no concept of what do you mean, like, pop and sleep forever. Like, well, let's just wake him up. Like, what do you mean when you say he passed away? Like, what do you mean when you say D? Like, they had no concept of that. So I had to try to teach them what it was. So it felt like I was reliving a nightmare every day. And what really broke my heart was when my 3-year-old, he was so used to seeing him every day, all day, to where he really thought I was hiding him from him. And he even was intelligent enough to pull his best friend to the side, like, hey, you see my pop-up? My mama keeps saying he's asleep, but we could probably wake him up. Have you seen him? Can you tell him to call me? Broke his best friend heart, you feel me? But when he passed away, I was drowned in grief. I'm talking about drowned. I did not see how I was going to continue to live without him. Like, I didn't. The fact that I can even voice these words without breaking down crying, to me, I know is real, true, solid growth. So I'm so proud of it. But anyway, once I started to relieve myself of all this grief and all this pain, all this hurt, I started tripping off of all the signs he was giving me, like specifically he. The cardinal birds. He had 2 cardinal birds tatted on his chest. He always said he was my gravity. Me and him, we always spoke on a soul level, not just a physical level. That may slip your mind if you ain't. You gotta learn to see with your third eye, with your mind's eye, with your intuition. Everything you see here, that's not all that exists in this world. It's just not. I'm gonna show you. So fast forward, I started really feeling strongly that he was with me every day. He was sending me birds, cardinal birds in my yard to sit there every day. One day I broke down crying so hard, that cardinal bird literally flew up to my window. And he turned his head and looked at me like, and he hated for me to cry. So I knew then it was like him speaking to me like, girl, get it together. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. And I was like, wait a minute. It's like you showing me like you never left. I'm like, what's up? Like, something greater going on. Something greater going on. Because there's no way in the world rainbows shining in my room. Cardinal birds coming to my house every single day. It only happened the day he passed away. Remember I told you 11:11 was following me? I got the message that he passed away at 1:11 a.m. I had got off the phone with him at 11 o'clock p.m. on a video call. Right before he left, he gave me a plaque that said, God's Serenity Prayer. He gave me a Bible. He furnished my house. It was the best last 7 days of his life. Like, if he could have ever planned an exit, that probably would have been it. You know, but now looking back on it, I can understand how it all had to happen that way in divine timing. And now I see that he is absolutely here with me and these children every single day. I see that he is our guardian angel and he protects us tough. Just like he did when he was on this plane, this earth plane. As above, so below. He do it there too. I met this young lady who was seeing through the veil. Should I split this into 2 videos? I think I will. Stay tuned for part 2.